Hi everyone, and welcome back to Avidly Experts. I've got Bilal here with me today. He's a designer at Avidly, and we are going to do a little Q&A. Hi Bilal.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, thanks. So you're a designer at Avidly. What do you enjoy most about being a designer?
I think the biggest thing I like about being a designer is that I get to solve problems, not just from creating visuals, but also just finding answers to some of the challenges that clients will bring about with their briefs.
Nice. Yeah, sounds great. Would be like a pretty like you'd have quite a lot of different tasks, I guess, rather than, you'd imagine you'd just be designing things, but there's so much more to it, especially in like a agency, like
Of
client
course,
facing.
yeah, it's a lot about experience, user experience in particular from the background that I've been focusing on. Um, though we do tend to create interesting and exciting visuals to help enhance buying experiences for customers. We also look at how people might be interacting with the websites or products or services that they offer, and generally that's some of the sort of bigger, more excitable things to work on because it's easy to just improve something and make something look nice, but to sort of sit down and understand the challenges that people have and to come up with a more rounded solution that both looks nice but also functions really nicely. I think that's the
Yeah,
sort of more excitable part of the role. So yeah.
nice. And what would you say? Obviously, we have like a number of tools, but when it comes to Figma specifically, what would you say is your favorite like function within that program?
Yeah, Figma's our main go-to tool for a lot of design now, and Figma itself is an accessible tool. But for the more sort of recent features that have been dropping in Figma, we're really delving into the AI tools that it's offering. It makes our work so much more seamless and easier to work with, particularly removing backgrounds from images without the need for jumping on a different software,
Yeah.
to enhancing images from really poor quality images to enhancing them with better resolution, and some of the more sort of like newer things that we didn't think that Figma could do is creating images from scratch without the need to use external resources to create images. So that's something quite exciting.
Nice. Yeah, it sounds like a whole new world. And maybe as a last question, what would be your top tip for someone who is like aspiring to be a designer or maybe just getting started?
Yeah, the I I always am a sort of believer that you need to keep trying and trying and trying until things start to succeed. Like, don't quit when things are looking wrong or you're failing or people don't like what you've produced. At the end of the day, design is a highly subjective industry. It's a place where people have their opinions, so that shouldn't dishearten you. But at the same time, getting things wrong and over again is only going to further enhance your experience, and that eventually something will click and you use that as the experience to sort of move on to the next challenge, and that will make you a much more experienced and more happier designer as well in particular.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good piece of advice. Guess it's true for lots of things. It's like don't expect your first draft to be your final draft.
Exactly. Don't fall in love with the first design that you create too, and always ask as many questions as you can to make sure you fully understand what you're working with. So,
Awesome. Perfect. Well, thank you so much for joining, Bilal, and I see everybody else for next week's episode of Everyday Experts.
Follow us on LinkedIn for more expert insights every week.